man, if someone breaks into your house, I hate that. Is your stuff really worth their life? I'm like, what did you just say? So you're saying that you think it's wrong that if I'm sleeping in my home where my children and my wife lays down and you break through that door, that sacred level of protection that I'm as a father supposed to provide my children, you invade that. You rape that from me, basically. And I'm not allowed to fucking make you pay the ultimate price for that? I'm the bad guy? That's what your society's trying to say now, that I'm the bad person? I'm like, holy shit, where are we going right now with this? You know what I mean? This is crazy. You're like, it wasn't about my shit. It was about, the safety of my family, that they can go to sleep at night. The analogy that I like using, my favorite fight was the second time I fought Nogueira. His triangle was what he was really known for in the early 2000s. I'm like, he's older now, his late 30s at the time. I'm like, I don't know if his triangle is what it used to be, but we've seen him choke people out with the guillotine, world class. Let's then get stuck in a guillotine and we'll go through our guillotine defenses in case it happens. Okay, cool. So now imagine him in this fight. Here I get caught, I'm rocked. He's beating the shit out of me as I'm grabbing onto his legs, trying not to get the fight stopped, right? And then he decides to go ahead and slap me in a submission, so he fucking throws the guillotine on and pulls guard and locks it on. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm fucking 45 seconds into this fight. I've been rocked. I'm almost had the fight stopped, and now I'm in his number one submission, getting the fucking shit choked out of me, and the room's closing down, you know what I mean? And like, I was able to persevere through that fight and broke his arm in 9 different places. But I love MMA. I love flowing from one movement to another. Like, I just don't love stand-up. I don't love ground. I don't love takedowns. I love it all. I watch a boxing match, appreciate what they have to offer. I watch Olympic wrestling, college wrestling. I watch jiu-jitsu matches, gi, no gi. My ultimate goal in MMA is to finish with a choke. Even if I break your arm with an arm bar, there's no tapping in a street fight. I'm just breaking your arm so you have one less arm so I can choke you unconscious. I want to get to your throat like a real predator, you know what I mean? And put you to sleep. And so my stepson was in school and he trains martial arts ever since we were together. And he's at school and this kid is picking another kid. The kid's on top of another child. It's junior high. And so he's beating up the kid. So my son pulls him off, throws him off. Hey man, and so as he goes to help the other kid up, the kid now is angry. The Marcus intervened on his fun to bully this kid, and so he picks up his band instrument and hits the kid that he was beating up. Had a band instrument. He was getting beat in band class. I'm sure there's some jokes in there somewhere. But he picks it up and he hits my son in the back of the head. Well, Marcus turns around, and as the kid loads up another shot, he drops him with the right hand and then, mounts him, And so he's like, hey, stop. And so he grabs the kid by the shirt. The kid now is, petrified because he doesn't know what a fight is. He's never been in one in his life, a bully, but having someone, hit him in the face and take him down and mount him, scared him. A teacher witnessed all this. I'm getting this information from another adult going, yeah, I saw what was going on. I was trying to get there. It was during, lunchtime. There's a bunch of kids, a fight, so I'm trying to get through bodies. I'm watching this happen. He goes, he was completely within, yeah. I'm like, oh, cool. So we're good, right? They're like, well, no, he's suspended for 2 weeks. What? Yeah. Well, we have a zero violence policy. I'm like, so wait a minute. So if we were in the street, I said that to the guy, and at this point, his hands are tied. It's policy set by our government, right? I'm like, if you hit me with an instrument and I punched you in the face, took you down, and didn't hurt you, I just nullified the violent act, and I controlled the situation, let you go, get up. I didn't break your arms. I didn't go and drop 15 elbows on your face. I didn't go and become the aggressor. No cop in his right mind is going to arrest me. In fact, you might still get arrested for hitting me with an instrument, for attacking me with a deadly weapon. You know what I mean? Right? What are we teaching our children? You know what I mean? You can't fight back. You can't, sometimes violence is the appropriate answer.
Those kids who were taught never to be involved in any violence, even if you just got decked across the head with an instrument, they grow up, and now we see these people on the bus that you're talking about. This, some guy is punching a woman in public,
and they all sit there and
sit there and record it and do nothing. And then we watchers are saying oh my gosh, who doesn't jump in? Well, it's because their whole life they've been taught not to jump in.
They've been castrated. We castrate our men in our culture very much so, a lot, you know what I mean? And we make it humorous too. It's funny, I don't watch a lot of TV now because most sitcoms I can't stand to watch. Drives me insane, like King of Queens. I'll watch for a little bit, but I sit there, I'm like, oh, okay, what's the premise of this show? The husband's a fucking idiot, is lost without his intelligent wife. I watch, Married with Children. I'm like, man, can I put a show on where the male is a strong role model that can take control of the situation? No, they're all, if you're a fumbling idiot, that, it's
Homer Simpson.
Why do we want to castrate our society so much? But I mean, I guess you can get there. We're much easier to control that way. You know what I mean? Some people are so removed from reality that they can't even see danger when it's there. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, it's a lion. I'm like, oh, you've only seen lions in the zoo, huh? Yeah. No, we're in Africa. There's no cage. That lion's gonna eat your ass, man. You know what I mean? Like this is a problem, the red alert should be fucking going, and it doesn't. And that's why people say some of the shit they say, like, oh, well, I would do this. I'm like, hey, that sounds great. It's not real. You know what I mean? Like, I hear what you're saying, and I wish the world was, padded and soft and unicorns and shit like that too. Like, my kids live in this world. I would like if it was less violent and less evil. It's just not real. You know what I mean?
One of our most successful episodes was the one where we were talking about how we somehow look like the most horrible person saying that, when it's like, wait, when did we get this utopian idea that all of a sudden everybody has no malice in their heart? Like, they broke into my house, I'm now the bad guy for...
See what people talk. I saw something in the thing where it's actually something that people will say. If someone breaks into your house and you kill them, they'll say,
how dare you?
Was your stuff worth more than his life? I'm like, okay, hold on a second. We're missing this altogether the wrong way. Let me explain some details here. That's where my family sleeps.
Yeah.
That's where they need me as the father. There's certain things that the mother provides the household. There's certain things that the father provides the household. You know what I mean? There's certain things that my friends provide for my household. There's things like, you know what I mean? Like, we all kind of have our place in society and our roles to play. In my household, that's me.
Yeah.
So that's where my kids can go in their bedroom and they feel safe. They feel secure. They can close their eyes. They can get away from the turmoils of the world, society. You know what I mean? If they're having a bad day, they get in an argument with somebody, they can turn their phone off. They're home, they're safe. You come into my house, you're invading that. I don't know you're there just to steal.
Right.
I don't know if you're there to sign, to rape, murder, kill, light someone up. I mean, shit, man. Like, I don't know. You've already done something that I would never do.
Right.
I would have to really know you well to even knock on a window in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? It's not me thinking my shit's worth more than yours. You're an invader coming into my home where I have to protect my wife and kids. What do you expect me to do? You know what I mean? That's like certain things with people. I'm like, what do you think was going to happen? If I went to your house and your dog was eating and I walked over and put my face in the bowl and took his food away from him and stared at him an inch from his face and he bites me. I'd be like, hey man, your dog's an asshole. He bit me in the face. You're like, okay. Hey man, I value human life. My wife just said that. I mean, like, if somehow you came in and then you saw me and I'm pointing on you, you dropped to your knees and dropped down and I feel there's no one else around, shit, I might even talk to you now. You know what I mean? Like, okay, like, my family's safe, cool.
Yeah.
My necessity for violence now decreases. If my family's safety is not on the line, okay, now we can get to the next step. Hey, what's up, buddy? What's going on? I lost my job. I'm hungry. I need some money. I'm like, all right, dude. Like, hey, you know what? Promise me you're not going to go into anybody else's fucking house. Here's $200. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not an evil human being. I don't want to hurt someone for the sake of hurting them. But I have to protect mine.